Well, hey y'all. Went to go get me my coffee and well, hey y'all. Went to go get me my coffee and well, hey y'all. Went to go get me my coffee and they want her cremated at least instead of donated and do it for me so I can have her ashes and put some around my neck, just like I said, and a little pendant if I can get it with her picture on it, a little heart pendant. And so they said social worker's gonna call me. All I know is she's at some Carney's whatever funeral home. They won't even be able to cremate her for like 2 to 3 weeks, and I'm like, the social worker's gonna call me. That's dealing with the case, and I guess my family asked them if they know any help and resources, and they got me some help, and I just told her the truth. I'm basically homeless. I don't have no money, just hit rock bottom. I said, one client that I have, he's paying my car. I said I wouldn't even have my car right now. It'd already be repoed. I said I'm trying to get my business going, trying to keep inspiring and live my legacy and live your best life and trying to make it happen, but the world and God and everything else will just take you down. Trump will take you down. Trump's took so many businesses down, and people down, with this political garbage, and BS. And, just hoping that he'll turn it back around, or the next president will turn it back around, whoever. You know, um, I don't have anything, don't have nothing to my name, and no assets, no anything. Only thing I have is Jesus, and that is it. That's all I need. And I told my client, I said, you can't take anything with you. No materialistic things. When we go, it's it. We were talking about my mom. He's like, yeah, we wouldn't want to. Me and him are the same way. You don't want to live that lifestyle. We just say, hey, just pull the plug. I'm like, God, it's our time to go. Rest in peace, reap. You know, my mom's resting in peace, reap. With the Lord. The Lord's got her. That's went to heaven. She knows. That's died. That's passed away. That she knows mom went to heaven. My mom's a really good person, believer. That's went to heaven. She knows. That's died. That's passed away. That she knows mom went to heaven. My mom's a really good person, believer, strong woman. I don't know how she stayed alive this long. And just like I said, and the only reason why is because of me. I'm most proudest, and that was the most proud of me, biggest support. She believed me. That's what mattered, and that's it. You know, um, I'd want to keep living my legacy, keep living my life for her, for Jesus and my dad. Um, and someone that she's like a guardian angel. My mom's gonna be watching over me. I was like, yeah, my sister and dad are too. Up in heaven, and everybody's watching over me. And like, now that I'm goodbye, we'll see you again later. See them again soon. That's me. People the life is short. Just be sooner than later. You gotta remember, whatever program, for party, because I said everybody's hurting, and I'm here by myself, and I don't have nobody to help me with all that, the funeral, and I don't even know if they would fully pay for the funeral, but she had said it, like, the state to take care of, the cremation or funeral, and I'm like, I don't know about all that, but I know they'll take care of the cremation, so um, it's all good. So, and Scott, he's gonna provide room for the celebration of life at like the second week of August or whatever is when I want to do it. Whoever shows up, great. I don't even know who all's going to show up, but, I'll put it out there and post it up. Whoever shows up, great. I don't even know who all's going to show up, but, I'll put it out there and post it up. And, all the ones saying that they knew my mom or even met my mom, want to be there for me, they'll be there. If not, then what can I do? If they don't show up. And, I'm going to go around to the old neighborhood we used to live in, where the rundown house that I grew up in. And, tell my neighbors that knew my mom and dad, because they were all there for my dad's funeral when he passed. Because the whole neighborhood knew my mom and dad. They were just those kind of people, Like everybody knew them, and knew their struggle, knew our struggle, knew the rundown house that came into the rundown house. Because, just like I said, my mom and dad welcomed everybody with open arms, and knew their struggle, knew our struggle, knew the rundown house that came into the rundown house. Because, just like I said, my mom and dad welcomed everybody with open arms,